You're listening to today's inspirational message on the Proverbs with Kurt Bjorklund.
If we were to take Proverbs 14 and look for some of the consistent exhortations not to do things, I'm sure we could come up with a dozen or more, which you can do by reading through it and making a list. One of the ones that jumps at me is what I'm going to call "Don't be fooled by success." This is Proverbs 14:11 and 12. It says, "The house of the wicked will be destroyed, but the tent of the upright will flourish. There's a way that seems right to a man, but the end of his way is death." Then verse 20 says this, "The poor is disliked by his neighbors, but the rich has many friends." Verse 26, "In the fear of the Lord one has strong confidence, and his children have a refuge. The fear of the Lord is a fountain of life, that one may turn away from the snares of death." And the reason I say that it's not to be fooled by success is because what happens for some of us is we meet people who are successful in one area of life, but sometimes when you see more of their life, you realize they've been foolish in another area. And this can happen with somebody who has a successful career and a disastrous personal life, or vice versa. But it's easy to be influenced into thinking that when we see big homes, corner offices, fancy cars, expensive clothes, titles, degrees, magazine covers, social media followers, that all of this equals expertise in many areas of life. It's easier to assess these things than it is to assess the inner world of someone. And frankly, it's easier to assess these things for our own self and let those be, in a sense, a scorecard for our lives rather than our own inner world. But Proverbs urges us not to be fooled by success. Being enamored by success is normal. I've driven out of my way to go by the houses of famous and wealthy people, and I've been impressed with what some people have attained. But Proverbs urges us to remember that it's temporary. We too often think that success or a lack of success is lasting. We too often think that success or a lack of success is what defines a person. So how do you keep a mindset before you in a world that constantly exalts success? Most people would prefer a house to a tent. Again, this is the analogy of Proverbs 14:11. The house of the wicked will be destroyed, but the tent of the upright will flourish. Most of us would prefer a house to a tent, a more luxurious house to a less luxurious house. This Proverbs points out a great reversal. The house of the wicked represents all that one has built in his or her life, and it will be destroyed. All the successes that one enjoys will not be able to hedge against the coming destruction, while a tent of the upright will flourish. It's the reversal of what one would expect. We expect that the more successful person who has a nicer house to have a better ending. We expect the less successful person who has been unable to gain more than a tent to have a less successful ending. The reversal is not that all successful people have a reversal. It's that those who are successful without accounting for God in their thinking and in their lives will have a reversal. And this reversal is not that all unsuccessful people in this world will have a bad ending, but for those that are not upright before God. Success can fool us into thinking that we have the blessing of God, and it can fool us into thinking that we've done what's most important. And it can fool us into thinking that we've done right. Even our friends may lead to this kind of feeling because success brings friendship, so we have more friends. A lack of success can also fool us. It can fool us into thinking that we have missed the blessing of God, or that we have failed in what's most important. And even friends that may not be around anymore may lead us to think we haven't done what's most important. And the point of friendship in Proverbs seems to be that most people overvalue outward trappings of success in how they evaluate people. And so this is an encouragement to look beyond what seems obvious in life. And then I love this phrase, the fear of the Lord, verse 27, is a fountain of life. Derek Kidner, in his little commentary about this in verse 26, says, "Evil not only attacks us, but it also attracts us." And what he's referring to here is that one of the ways that we're drawn to things that aren't in the best is that we want things that aren't truly a fountain to be a fountain for us. But the fear of the Lord is a fountain. The fear of the Lord is what will ultimately allow us to align our lives with what will really last. And so I just have a simple don't here, and that is don't be fooled by success. Don't be fooled by earthly acclaim. Don't be fooled into thinking that somehow that is what will last, because this world is temporary. And the tent of the righteous will flourish, while the house of the wicked will be destroyed.
Thanks for joining us here today. There's a lot of great content to explore on Orchard Hill Plus and on the Orchard Hill main feed from the weekend. Have a great day.